What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Jab Queen Boxer, and we are back for yet another one. So let's go ahead and get into it, baby. Yep, you saw that. Francisco Chuas Rodriguez has returned an adverse test result following his fight and victory over Gayla Yaffe. Now, Vada obviously notified Matchroom, who was the promoter of this event. They also notified the WBC and the British Boxing Board of Control. Now, Rodriguez is 46-1 with 27 KOs. And, they have a right to a B sample testing as well. If, though, the B sample testing matches the A sample testing, the win will likely be overturned to a no contest. Okay? Obviously, this is disappointing to hear. Now, before we dive into that fight, I would also like to remind everybody that I am not making accusations. I'm just trying to make observations more plain. I believe about a month or so ago, we did a video making yet another observation more plain surrounding the Reynoso gym when Hami Mangia's test results came back. Speaking of Hami Mangia, he is awaiting some sort of disciplinary action for his A and B samples coming back, obviously, with adverse findings. Once they announce a decision, I will update you all regarding that. What's the connection, you ask? Well, both of these gentlemen, along with several others, including Canelo Alvarez, Oscar Valdez, Julio Cesar Martinez. Obviously, we just talked about Jaime Manguia, Francisco Rodriguez now. Well, they all train out of the Reynoso's No Boxing, No Life gym. Several of these men have been spotted, obviously, wearing the memorabilia, as well as being photographed with Eddy Reynoso. Now, obviously, we don't know for sure if Ryan Garcia was training out of the Reynoso gym, getting ready for his fight with Devin Haney, the fight that we all saw last year on April 20th, 2024. The information that I was able to find basically said that Ryan was training with Derek James at the time, but that he was previously with Eddy Reynoso from, I believe, 2018 to 2021, and then he rejoined Reynoso's camp in, I believe, earlier 2025. So again, it doesn't show that he was there at the time, but he has been in and out of that Reynoso gym. Louis Neary, he tested positive for Zipatrol, I believe, after he defeated Shinsuke Yamanaka. Now, again, it doesn't appear that him or Ryan tested positive during their stint at the Reynoso's camp. However, he also trained out of the Reynoso camp for a particular fight and popped dirty. I believe he popped dirty in 2017. The WBC obviously did an investigation and seemed to be focused around some sort of food contamination or poisoning or something of that nature. The point is just that there are a lot of men who operate and train out of that gym who we know have been testing dirty as of late. Um, Again, this is not an accusation, it is an observation. All I am trying to do is bring a little bit of clarity possibly to the situation, surrounding Eddie Reynoso and a lot of the boxers that train out of his gym. Now, I have heard several times that Eddie Reynoso is a world renowned trainer. I do believe he won Trainer of the Year back in what? 2019, he was named Trainer of the Year by the Boxing Writers Association of America. He also received the same title from Ring Magazine and ESPN that same year, again in 2020 and 2021. So obviously, he does a good job. However, when it comes to some of his boxers failing drug testing, it appears as though he has more than others. Okay, Francisco Rodriguez, it is unclear how long he's been training out of the Reynoso's No Boxing, No Life gym, but he was training there at the time of his fight that I previously mentioned against Gayla Yaffe. Speaking of that fight, it was actually for the flyweight interim belt. Okay. Um, and during that fight, I believe Yaffe was dropped in the 12th round. I would also like to point out that Rodriguez landed 575 punches in that fight, 47 jabs, 528 power punches, which is a record for the flyweight division. I will continue to follow this particular case as I did with the Hami Mangia case, and update you all as information becomes available to us. We will see what, first of all, he was popped for. We will see if I think he requested already for the B sample to be tested as well. And we will follow to see what, if any, punishment he shall receive for his adverse findings. Now, as I stated, I am not the kind of girl who points fingers and makes accusations, but I am the kind of girl that makes observations more plain. So I asked before, maybe I have to ask again. What the hell is going on in Eddy Reynoso's camp?